back to another video, and I was looking around when I was working on the Octonauts prehistoric oceans video, and yeah, when I was making Claudiorhynchus, I was getting some references on it. Then I stumbled on one of its close relatives, and then I stumbled on a video talking about one of its close relatives, and I watched, like, I don't know, about 3 minutes of it, and it was quite literally the most awful video I think I've ever seen. So, yeah, I just would like to give you a quick reminder what this thing is. Laridorhynchus, I think it is. Again, a relative of Claudiorhynchus. You know, a caecosaur. A pretty round, rotund synapsid from the Permian. Again, a synapsid. It is not a mammal. Again, mammals are synapsids. But, yeah, again, you can see this thing. It was most likely semi-aquatic. It has a small head, round body. Again, mostly a herbivore. If we just go down to this is the thing that caught my attention, because this is not that animal. This is a Claudiorhynchid. I mean, a caecosaur, and this is a desmostylene, which is well, I don't know exactly which desmostyle it is, but the Desmostylia is a group of basically fully aquatic marine mammals, and yeah, they're from, I believe, like, around the Miocene or something like that, or a little bit later than the Miocene. They're from the Cenozoic. They're from after the dinosaurs, not from the Permian or Paleozoic like Laridorhynchus. So, yeah. Absolutely weird that this thing is on the thumbnail. But I clicked on the actual video and watched about 3 minutes of it and realized I had to do a reaction to this. This is just so terrible. And, yeah, again, maybe this year I'll do more reaction videos if you like this one. I know I've done a few in the past, but this is just so awful I had to do a reaction to it. So, yeah.
The Laridorhynchus was a strange and fascinating creature that roamed the Earth millions of years ago. This prehistoric mammal had a unique appearance.
Prehistoric mammal, first thing. This thing, again, I have the Wikipedia page open here. Again, a caecid synapsid. Again, not a mammal. Mammals are a type of synapsid, but that's kind of like if you were to call, I don't know, for example, a bird a lizard. Birds are a type, I mean, a lizard a bird. Lizards are a type of course, reptile, and birds are a type of reptile, but they're not the same at all, so kind of absurd to lump those two together. But yeah, back to the video.
Resembling a cross between a hippo and a pig, with a long snout and short legs.
Resembling a mix between a hippo and a pig with a long snout and short legs. I don't know about you guys, yeah, the legs might be a bit short, but a long snout. This is literally the shortest snout I think I've seen on an animal. Let's just use this image as like a reference image, just so you can see what this thing looks like. Again, doesn't fit the description at all.
While it may seem like a strange and obscure animal, the Laridorhynchus played an important role in the evolution of animals, and scientists continue to study its fossils and remain to better understand the history of life on Earth. In this video, we'll delve into the intriguing world of the Laridorhynchus, exploring its physical characteristics, behaviors, and place in the broader context of the animal kingdom. Join me on this fascinating journey back in time as we learn more about this creepy yet captivating creature. The Laridorhynchus is thought to have lived during the Eocene epoch, which
lived during the Eocene epoch. No, the Permian. It lived during, like, the later part of the Permian. Not even close. Like, literally, you can see right here. Kind of, like, right here. This is part of the Permian. You can see on this time scale right here that this is a stage of the Permian, not the Eocene. So, yeah.
Lasted from around 56 to 34 million years ago. During this time, the Earth was
What was that time?
which lasted from around 56 to 34 million years ago.
56 to, I think that's about right for the Eocene, but, yeah.
During this time, the Earth was a very different place than it is today. The continents were in different positions, and the climate was much warmer and more humid. The Laridorhynchus was part of
Yeah, that is also about correct for the Eocene.
a diverse group of mammals known as the condylarths.
I can tell you for a fact that is not a member of this group. Let's just copy paste that real fast. Actually, I think this should open it up. Okay. So this is a group of mammals, of course. And yeah, I think like bear dogs are kind of part of it. So yeah, bear dogs are part of this group. Again, there's a lot of members of it and like groups within it. But you can see that this is like a group of carnivorous mammals. Why the heck, for some reason, are they talking about a random caesasaur, or Casian, from the Permian, and for some reason just labeling it as some random Eocene animal? I wonder if this video, since I think it is made at least partially with AI, this was released 2 years ago, happens to be like, for some reason, mixing up a description of some sort of Eocene animal, but is just giving it the name of a Paleozoic Permian animal. But yeah, let's see.
Which were among the first mammals to develop hooves. Despite its hippo-like appearance, the Lolidorhynchus was actually more closely related to whales and dolphins than to hippos.
Of course, whales and dolphins and hippos are pretty closely related, and of course, an animal could be more closely related to whales and dolphins, but I think we've already established that this thing isn't even a mammal, so no.
This is because all of these animals belong to a group of mammals called the Cetardactyls.
I like to mention that this, again, I'm not saying necessarily this image has to be paired up with the text, but you're talking about a specific group of mammals, but you're also happening to show mammals from a bunch of different groups, and also fish, birds, and a turtle. So, makes no sense.
Artiodactyls, which includes both the artiodactyls, hoofed animals like cows and deer, and the cetaceans, whales, dolphins, and porpoises.
I think it's pronounced cetaceans, though I could be wrong about that one.
To have been a herbivore, using its powerful jaws and teeth to munch on tough vegetation. In spite of the fact that the Lolidorhynchus is presently terminated, it could be an
Also, instead of saying they died off or went extinct or anything, they just say terminated, which I don't know, it just feels weird.
intriguing case of the extraordinary differences of life that has existed on our planet over millions of a long time. By studying these ancient animals, researchers can pick up a much better understanding of how life has advanced over time, and how our possessive species fits into the bigger setting of the normal world. The Lolidorhynchus may be gone, but its bequest lives on, inspiring us to proceed investigating and learning almost the world around us.
This video has a lot of like rambling that isn't about like anything important or really about the animal. It's just like talking about, oh, this animal is important for paleontology. It's extinct, but don't worry. It makes us think about extinct animals and how we should study them more. And this video does that a lot. I feel like it has a lot of filler that's not even talking about the animal that they're completely getting information wrong about.
Whereas the Lolidorhynchus is not around nowadays, it has cleared out behind an intriguing bequest for paleontologists to investigate and learn from. Fossils of this animal have been found all around the world, from Antarctica to South America, and offer a see into the past and...
Okay, it states that it's found all around the world, and Antarctica to South America. Yeah, no, this thing's from southern France. Like, I'm pretty sure this thing's also only known from one specimen. I could be wrong about that, but from what I've seen, it's only known from this one partial specimen, and again, from southern France. Not even close. Again, it's weird because like this caesasaurs were kind of hippo-like and were semi-aquatic, but like again, it kind of matches with what he's saying, but for the most part, he seems to be describing some sort of semi-aquatic mammal, but at the same time getting nothing right. Again, I didn't get past 3 minutes in this video, so maybe it gets worse or better or something they explain.
For a see into the past and the advancement of warm-blooded creatures. In spite of its, to some degree, frightening appearance, the Lolidorhynchus was a profoundly adjusted...
Does this look frightening to you? Not at all. Like, this is probably one of the most adorable animals I think I've ever seen.
Creature, able to outlive in an extent of situations and indeed swim in water. Its special highlights, such as its huge tusks and hippo-like jaws.
Huge tusks and hippo-like jaws. You see this thing's tiny head? Like this, I think you can kind of see the skull here. Zoom in. This thing has pretty small teeth. Caesasaurs have small heads and pretty small teeth, so don't know what the heck this dude's talking about.
Likely played a vital part in its nourishing propensities and intuitive with other creatures. By and large, the Lolidorhynchus is an intriguing and to some degree strange warm-blooded animal that has captured the
I don't know if caesasaurs were warm-blooded, so yeah, I can't comment on that.
...of researchers and devotees alike. By examining its remains and piecing together its story, able to gain a more profound understanding of the characteristic world and the different animals that have occupied our planet over millions of a long time. The reason why Lolidorhynchus is terminated isn't completely clear, as there's
I would like to mention I'm probably going to cut out a good bit of this video since, yeah, it's kind of rambling on about nothing.
In any case, analysts have proposed a few hypotheses. One hypothesis recommends that a move in climate designs amid the Paleocene-Eocene warm most
Again, it's talking about a Paleocene-Eocene event, which feels weird, especially since they're claiming this thing's from the Eocene, but somehow it went extinct in an extinction event that happened that went into the Eocene. That was like saying the dinosaurs lived during the Cenozoic, but saying they died because of a meteor that struck the Earth at the end of the Mesozoic. Like, it makes no sense.
Extreme PETM period may have caused noteworthy changes within the environment, driving to the termination of certain species. Another hypothesis recommends that competition with other mammalian species, such as the rise of early primates, may have too played a part in their termination.
Okay, first thing, okay, why do they keep on saying instead of saying mammalian, they say mammalian? But also, what would primates have to do with this? Aren't primates primarily arboreal? How would the rise of primates really affect a semi-aquatic animal like this? Or unless they're talking like humans hunting them, which again, this is the Eocene, so that makes no sense, but yeah, anyways.
Besides, chasing by early people or other predators may have more...
Wait a minute, did I hear that right?
In their termination. Besides, chasing by early people or other predators may have more over...
Okay, these words are kind of messed up, so I can't really say for sure, but did they say pursuit by early humans? Which, if so, no, this is the Eocene. There shouldn't be any people, which is, I don't know. What is the video even talking about?
Contributed to their end. It is accepted that Lolidorhynchus may have been simply prey due to their huge estimated moderate development. Human exercises such as deforestation...
Again, what would deforestation have to do with this? Humans are not around during the Eocene, and... Okay, to be completely honest, if they were, they probably would be causing deforestation because we're people, but still, makes no sense. Humans shouldn't be here.
Business and urbanization have more...
Urbanization? How are they building like an entire urban community in the middle of like Eocene Germany or wherever the heck this thing's supposed to be?
Contributed to the termination of numerous species. And it is conceivable that Lolidorhynchus may have been affected by these components as well.
Also find it weird, again, they're talking about this animal, but at the same time, they kind of like show this image. So it's like it's kind of clear they know what this thing is and what it looks like, but they're still getting all the information wrong about it. And at the same time, also, again, it's just, I don't even know what the heck is going on.
Whereas the extinction of Lolidorhynchus and other antiquated species is terrible, it serves as an update of the significance of preservation endeavors to ensure the biodiversity of our planet. By learning almost the history of these terminated species and the variables that driven to their end, able to work towards anticipating the same destiny for other species that right now occupy our planet. Later thinks about have recommended that the termination of the Lolidorhynchus was caused by a combination of components, counting competition with other herbivorous, well-evolved creatures and changes in climate and vegetation. Amid the late Oligocene and early Miocene periods, when the Lolidorhynchus flourished, the climate...
Wait a minute, it said that this thing lived during the Eocene. Why is it saying it lived during the Oligocene and Miocene? What the heck is this video talking about? Okay, this is just... And then also competition from other mammals. Like, they don't really specify if they're like semi-aquatic mammals or just mammals in general. Like, what are they even talking about?
It was cooler and drier, which favored open meadows and score living spaces. In any case...
Wait.
Which favored open meadows and score living spaces.
Wait, did it say it lived basically... It basically says it lives in grasslands, despite the fact that this whole time they're talking about how it's hippo-like and was semi-aquatic. I mean, I know hippos come on the land to graze and stuff, but still, doesn't make much sense, especially when you say this thing mainly feeds on aquatic plants.
In any case, as the climate changed and timberlands expanded, the Lolidorhynchus' favorite territories got to be rare, decreasing their nourishment supply and making them helpless to predation. Despite their extinction, the Lolidorhynchus and other ancient mammal species have left an important legacy in the fossil record. Scientists have been able to use their fossils to gain insights.
This is quite literally like the 5,000th time that they've literally said, oh, this thing's extinct, but, like, why?
The evolution and diversity of mammals, and to better understand the
okay, I get it. This thing is important for the evolution and diversity of mammals. You've said this about 20,000 different times.
Traditions of the past. In addition, the Lolidorhynchus serves as a reminder of the fragility and vulnerability of life on Earth.
Again, this is like the 5,000th time he said something about how it reminds you about the fragility or anything just about... it's so weird.
To protect and conserve the natural world. As the Lolidorhynchus is an extinct species, there can be no future forms of the creature in the traditional sense. However,
okay, that's not very surprising that, of course, the animal can't continue to exist when it doesn't exist anymore, but I don't know, this video's dumb.
Advancements in genetic engineering and cloning technology have raised the possibility of bringing extinct species back to life through a...
I mean, I don't know how you're going to get DNA to clone this animal or even find a close relative to, like, re-engineer it or anything. Honestly, I don't know. We haven't brought back any extinct animals so far, except for, I think, that one ibex. I don't think we've had anything else. I know people keep saying the dire wolf, but that's not a dire wolf. It's just an overgrown, bleached wolf, basically. At least as far as I'm concerned, you could get the same results by doing that. It's not even close to being an actual dire wolf, so... I don't know. Again, we're not really cloning anything.
A process called de-extinction. While this is still in the experimental phase and has its ethical and ecological concerns, it is an area of research that could have implications for the conservation of endangered species and the restoration of ecosystems. One potential approach to de-extinction is to extract DNA from preserved specimens of the Lolidorhynchus.
Again, I don't think there's any specimens that are preserved this well, especially anything from the Eocene. I don't think those are that preserved specimens. Or maybe something in amber, but even then, I don't know. Since this is pretty close to the Mesozoic, only a few million years after that, I still don't think you're going to really get DNA that is viable that old. So, yeah, again, doesn't make much sense. Also, is this just going to be a video about de-extinction now?
Which could then be analyzed and used to reconstruct its genome. Once the genome is sequenced, scientists could use CRISPR gene editing technology to introduce the reconstructed DNA into the genome of a closely related living species.
Again, there
such
are
as
none.
a hippopotamus or a manatee. This could potentially give rise
Again, it said it's similar to its animals, but they never said it was specifically related to it. Also, again, this is not even a mammal. It is, again, a synapsid from the Permian, so how?
Hybrid creature with traits of both species, including those of the Lolidorhynchus. Another potential approach is to use the same genome reconstruction techniques to create a synthetic genome of the Lolidorhynchus, which could then be inserted into a host cell. The resulting cell would contain the DNA of the extinct species, and if the cell could be coaxed into dividing, it could potentially give rise to a living Lolidorhynchus. However, this is currently still in the realm of science fiction, as the technological and scientific challenges involved are immense. Despite the potential for de-extinction, there are many ethical and ecological considerations that must be taken.
Again, didn't you already see there's a lot of ethical and ecological kind of concerns with doing this? Just
to account before bringing extinct species back to life. Some scientists argue that de-extinction could divert resources and attention away from efforts to preserve existing endangered species and habitats. Others point out that the ecosystems that the Lolidorhynchus once inhabited may no longer exist.
Of course not, since this thing is from the Permian.
The species could disrupt existing ecological balances. Additionally, there are concerns about the welfare of de-extinct organisms, and whether they would be able to adapt to a world vastly different from the one they originally evolved in.
Yeah, I don't think this animal... Honestly, I would feel bad if this animal came back, frankly, because it would have to deal with the videos like this that exist.
Whereas the Lolidorhynchus may never exist once more in its unique frame, Propel's and hereditary designing and cloning innovation offer the plausibility of making crossovers or indeed engineered forms of the terminated species. In any case, the moral and biological suggestions of de-extinction must be carefully considered sometime recently moving forward, with any endeavors to bring...
Yes, recently moving forward. Why does this dude sound like me? Only I would put such a improper sentence together.
...back terminated animals. In conclusion, the Lolidorhynchus was an interesting and captivating animal that meandered the soil millions of a long time back. In spite of its hippo-like appearance, it was really a warm-blooded animal that lived a semi-aquatic way of life. Whereas, we may never see a living...
Isn't that just a description of a hippopotamus? It's not a hippopotamus, but it's warm-blooded like a hippopotamus. It's a mammal like a hippopotamus, and it is, well, semi-aquatic like a hippopotamus. Doesn't make any sense. You're not really making much of a point. Also, again, this thing is not a mammal, so, you know.
The Lolidorhynchus once more. The fossils that have been found grant us a see into the past and a more noteworthy understanding of the differences of life that once existed on our planet. As we proceed to ponder and learn approximately ancient animals just like the Lolidorhynchus, able to pick up profitable for future adjustments and changes.
So
Maybe one day,
we're just
through
rambling
propels
on about the
inherited
extinction
redesigning
still.
and other innovations, we may indeed be able to bring terminated animals back to life. But in the meantime, we can appreciate the mysteries and wonders of the natural world and the fascinating creatures that once roamed the earth.
Perfect way to end this video off, saying the same thing that she said about 7 billion times during this video.
Like the Lolidorhynchus. Let us continue to explore and uncover the secrets of our planet's past and use that knowledge to better understand and protect the world we live in today.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that this is one of the worst paleo videos. I've seen some other ones that are pretty bad that get to misinformation that's like completely wrong, but this wasn't even close. Like, at all. This has the trace of those bad videos, except in addition, it's just, I don't even know. This is just absolutely horrible. Like, if we go to the actual channel, if you want to see more, I guess I'll link it in the description. They haven't posted in 2 years, but I haven't even touched any of these other videos, and I don't think I will. I'm kind of tempted to click on, like, let's try Megalodon.
Although the oceans are wide and full of wonders, there once existed a creature that held the title of the biggest and scariest sea monster ever. We are referring to a megalodon that was virtually the size of a shark approximately 2.6 million years ago.
It was virtually the same size of a shark that was 2.6 million years ago. So it's basically the same size as 2.6 million years ago, which, honestly, I feel like that is a massive size, especially for a shark. I feel like most sharks are only like, I don't know, 0.6 million years ago sized, but yeah, 2.6 million years ago sized shark might be a bit too big.
This monster was so large that it could hence engulf a person in one gulp. Its missing teeth were once the size of a regular human hand, and its jaws could produce up to 18,000 newtons of force. But
wow, its jump scare could produce that much force? Man, honestly, I think I've never been jump scared by an animal with that much force in its mouth. It's honestly absolutely horrifying.
just how big was this prehistoric predator? Well, let's put it this way.
We already learned that this thing was about the size of a modern shark, about 2.6 million years ago the size.
Megalodon made the unconfined white shark squint like a mere minnow. It's unscientific that the megalodon could grow up to 60 feet in length, scrutinizingly 3 times the size of an unconfined white.
Okay, to be fair, I think this is before shrunk, long megalodon. So, yeah, 60 feet was about right then. But now I think it's closer to 70, maybe even 80 for the larger estimates.
Imagine a creature the size of a school bus, swimming towards you with jaws wide unshut. It's unbearable to requite anyone's nightmares. Megalodon weighs Big Tooth and Craig, referring to the sun's nightmares.
Wait, what?
Megalodon weighs Big Tooth and Craig, referring...
Wait a minute, did it say Megalodon weighs Big Tooth in weight? Okay. I don't think I really have any much to add to this video. It's just bad. I don't want to continue this one. Maybe if you want me to finish this in another video, we'll do that. But yeah, you can see Jurassic Sea Monster, absolutely abysmal. Honestly, they have several other videos we could probably look at, but I'm not doing that. And most of them have AI art, and the one that doesn't have AI art doesn't even have the right creature on it. So, okay, here's another video. Here's one that's actually not absolute hot garbage. This is a video made by King Argentinosaurus. Definitely recommend to go check out his channel. But he made a video making some Jurassic concepts. So, yeah, I've been meaning to do a reaction videos to this, but since I'm already here recording one, might as well record this one too. Since again, we need something to refresh from that absolutely abysmal garbage we were just watching. Jurassic Sea Monster. Jurassic Sea Secrets. Which, yeah, we're gonna watch something good. So yeah, here are some Jurassic concepts. Go fast. So, starting off, we have Parasaurus. I definitely think this is a pretty cool recolor of the animal. If you're gonna re-release a figure, I think Parasaurus is definitely prime candidate, considering how it's easily one of the best things Mattel has ever produced. Like, just seriously. I'm hoping Stomatosuchus is just as good, but yeah, I absolutely love this Parasaurus figure. So yeah. Mashikasaurus, another figure that is due for a re-release. I think, again, Mattel has a weird thing of redesigning, or not redesigning, re-releasing. Well, actually, no, redesigning and then re-releasing species that we already got. But for some reason, they redesign stuff that doesn't really need a redesign, like Zuniceratops. Like, why? Didn't really need one. So, yeah. I think Mashikasaurus would be a pretty cool one. I definitely like the color scheme he gave it. Only thing I would change is maybe give it a little bit more of a lower jaw. I feel like that was one big thing that was probably missing from the original figure, and I think would be cool to do in a redesign of it, just to give, again, make that lower jaw more prominent. If Mattel honestly wants to exaggerate dinosaurs so much, just do actual exaggerated dinosaurs instead of undershowing their biggest feature. For example, Vespasaurus has a very unique feat. It only has it only really walks on one digit, while the outer two digits are actually in the air. So it's really kind of weird that they're doing the survival line with these weird, ugly mutant dinosaurs, but they don't keep the bizarre features of the actual dinosaurs in it. And then Mashikasaurus, again, it wasn't part of the survival line, but still feel like they underdid the jaw. But yeah, I definitely think this concept is really nice. Also like the color, because red is just nice. Chelantosaurus, another one. I don't know if I'd be as happy to see Chelantosaurus get a re-release, but hey, I still think getting one could be nice. Definitely think the color scheme's pretty good. Okay, Gayanosaurus, I think, let me just look this up real fast. Yeah, there you go. I think this is a mosasaur. Let me just move the Wikipedia page out just to go see some regular images of it. Yeah, this is like a pretty medium-sized mosasaur. Honestly, we need more smaller mosasaurs. And yeah, I do have to say, I admittedly probably wouldn't use the Brachiosaurus head since it is a pliosaur head. But outside of that, I absolutely love the color scheme given to this one. This one would definitely be pretty cool. Nycthosaurus, another pterosaur. That is really cool. I used Barbarodactylus in one of my concept videos. I was going to use Nycthosaurus, but the reason I didn't use it because it's pretty small, but I don't think it would be too big of a deal if Mattel upsized it so it could be a Danger Pack figure. Nycthosaurus would be great. Megatherium. I definitely say it's a bit of a stretch to get Megatherium, considering how, well, Megatherium, of course, is a mammal. We haven't even gotten Smilodon, but then we would just get Megatherium. Definitely feels a bit random, but yeah. Also, not the biggest fan of green, but hey, still think it works. And yeah, definitely really nice. Coolosuchus. Probably wouldn't have used the Gryphosuchus for a base of this one, though I understand it is hard to really use anything for a base for Coolosuchus since they haven't released anything that's even close to it. But I think there are definitely some parts I would use from this, maybe like legs. But yeah, definitely think the color scheme at least is absolutely phenomenal. Agnearognathus. Honestly, I could possibly see this thing as like a pretty fun life-size figure, kind of like the Dolores figure. That could be pretty cool. But if they do make a actual Agnearognathus, I think this is one that it actually needs to be small. Maybe kind of like in those Danger Pack kind of 2-packs, that's something similar to that I think could work if they're going to do Danger Pack, but doing a full-size Danger Pack might be a bit much. Otherwise, Agnearognathus would be pretty cool. Hybrid Gorgosuchus, actually really cool. I actually really like this. I think he used the Gorgosaurus armor. Hey, I meant to tell, if you're going to be doing weird mutant things, at least make actual good hybrids. I think this design was absolutely beautiful. Love it. Zonosaurus. Would be cool to see another sauropod in the franchise that's not canon. And yeah, making it red looks absolutely amazing. Use Titanosaurus as a base. I actually think it's a pretty decent base for a figure. And yeah, I think this concept looks great. I am a big fan of Chromospinus, and I think it'd be really cool to get a figure of it. And I think this concept looks great. I think the colorations work out pretty good. And yeah. Acanthus Stega one would be a little bit weird, but I still think it'd be pretty cool to see as a Danger Pack. Love the color scheme given, though again, Gryphosuchus is a bit weird of a base, but I feel like it works a little bit better on Acanthus Stega. Yeah, this is just basically showing what size range they would be. Gigantic Thrasher for these figures, again, if they're like repaints, I think that would definitely work. Mashikasaurus is where I do think it would be better to make it a strike attack or danger pack. Mashikasaurus is actually a pretty small animal. Like, real life Velociraptor size, I think it's actually a little bit bigger than that. But like, Mashikasaurus in real life only would come up to like your hips. I think that would probably be a little bit better to put in, like, again, danger pack or strike attack for Mashikasaurus. Gyranosaurus, again, another one where, honestly, again, just, let me go back to the, did I really, oh no, I didn't close the slide. Again, if you just look at sizes for this figure, I can see some arguments to make this guy a danger pack or strike attack figure, but honestly, I think Wild Roar is about the biggest it would work as. I think Gigantic Thrasher is definitely oversizing it a bit, but hey, I mean, I'm not complaining. Another Mosasaur is another Mosasaur. Nycthosaurus, again, Wild Roar seems a bit, actually seems way too big. It's already kind of would have to upsize it quite a bit to make it work as a danger pack figure, so making it a actual full on like actual, you know, actual Wild Roar figure feels like a lot too much. Like, let me just put in Nycthosaurus real fast. And then, yeah, just go over the size. This thing's really small. And, like, half of its height comes from the crest. Again, Nyctosaurus is an absolutely minuscule pterosaur. So making it a wild roar definitely seems a bit too big, in my opinion. So, yeah, you can see Dark on the Jurassic World, pretty small. Megatherium, again, this is one where this one probably should have been a gigantic thrasher. Megatherium's a pretty big animal. Wild Roar, I definitely would say be a bit undersizing it, but could still work. I definitely say, again, okay, from what I understand, any animal that's about 10 to 15-ish feet long is a creature that fits in Strike Attack or Danger Pack. Animals that are about 20 feet long are ones that go into Wild Roars, and then creatures that are about 30 feet long are creatures that go into Gigantic Thrasher. And then anything larger than that needs to be a bigger size range. So, yeah, I think, again, some creatures, like, again, the large Carcharodontosaurs technically are, like, closer to 30 or a little bit more than 30. So, yeah, Gigantic Thrasher sounds like it's a good plot to put them, but considering how the Tyrannosaurus is apparently kind of oversized, they really need to be a bit bigger. Again, it's kind of weird. Megatherium realistically would actually work as a Wild Roar, but I think it would just be better for scaling to push it up to a Gigantic Thrasher. Coolosuchus, yeah, I think this one would work as a Wild Roar. Coolosuchus, again, definitely is a weird size. I definitely think it could work as a Danger Pack actually perfectly fine. But I think or like Strike Attack also could work perfectly fine, but I would not be mad at seeing this thing as a Wild Roar. Acanthostega, though, yeah, Acanthostega is too small. It definitely would need to be a Danger Pack. Honestly, I think it would be cool to put this guy, Acanthostega and Nyctosaurus, into a 2-pack, basically. And, like, Danger Pack. I feel like that would be best scenario for those guys since they are very small. Sonosaurus, I don't think the sauropods are officially super colossal. I'm pretty sure the sauropods are just, again, sauropod figures, kind of in, like, the Legacy Collection line. But, yeah, so that size, I know a lot of people call the sauropods super colossal, since they are pretty much the same size as the super colossal figures. But, yeah, that definitely works. Ultimate damage, again, honestly, I think it'd be cool. Again, make the hybrid/mutants or whatever you want to call them in the like battle damage line, and then keep the regular creatures in the regular line. Honestly, significantly better idea than what Mattel's been doing. Again, ultimate damage Chronospinus would be great, especially since it glows. But also, thank you. Definitely great this video. Definitely great concepts. Keep up the good work. And again, check out King Argentinosaurus, an amazing channel. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all for the video. What are your guys' thoughts on these? I think the concepts again look great. Jurassic Sea Secrets is questionable. Hey, maybe we'll be back to watch this again, but I kind of don't want to, so yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!